What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. So, yeah, as I said, we're gonna free ball this. Look at this bullshit right here. Let me turn my screen sideways right quick. Let people join if they're gonna see what's up. The whole purpose of this live stream was just basically to see what you guys are up to, what you guys want to talk about, if anything. And it's been like super duper shadow banned lately. Like as above and more so than ever. Which it's all I mean, the last couple of years have been pretty pathetic. Hi Shannon, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. And I don't want to continue to waste time on this platform, right? I do really, that's why I've been kind of slowly letting as many people as I can know that if I am not on here, I'm still around. You just gotta know where I'm at. And I'm sure most people, at least the people that speak, that communicate, are already over on my other channel, scratching the surface, which is weird because I have 150 subscribers and yet 27. And that's about right. 27. That's about how many of you I see interacting in the chat. But there's these weird times every now and then where like I go live out of nowhere and I'm like I see some people in there and I ask them like, hey, like what's going on? Is the chat work? And nothing, no response. There'll be 2, 3 people, whatever. And I don't get anything back, so I push the issue, I press it, and then all of a sudden I get people that I've never in my life spoken to before that claim that they've been watching me forever. I don't know what that means. Especially in a community like this where everyone's so friendly and they share information openly and have wonderful conversations. Why you would stand back in the shadows as a wallflower. Yeah, it's a little off. The reason I'm even bothering doing this anymore is because of you guys, is because I'm trying to make it really clear. Some of you know what it is that I'm here to do. Some of you have an inclination, but have been fighting yourself, thinking like, oh, that's outrageous. How, reality check. And do what you need to. There's others that just are feds collecting information, and there's others that don't believe and don't want to. We run the gamut. But it is coming to a close. I've tried doing it in a, like a fashionable way. I made a couple of videos where I thought I covered everything under the sun as far as like what you could get your channel taken down for. I've had them taken down for a lot less. A lot less. But then I throw them all into one, and they're like, nope, sorry. We're not going to let you get off the hook that easy. Interesting game we play, I guess. But I got nothing. It's a clean slate. One of the last, guys. This is one of the last. If not the last. There'll probably be like 1 or 2 more. But this channel's over. But before it is there anything you guys want to talk about or do or anything at all? I think that's mostly what it is, Shannon. I think it's like mostly them wanting to watch me. I don't know if I'm giving them ideas or if they're just absorbing, like using me as, like a centering. Oh, no. Okay, this is maybe what people are thinking. That I don't know. I hypothesize, but without any hard data. I have once. I have seen this before once, but it wasn't quite the same. They were just hanging people. I'll get there. Yeah, you could say that. So, how many people we got? 2? 5? Ah, we're killing it. We got a full room in here. I think we're at max capacity. I'm not sure we could take another person in here. Otherwise, I'm sure it'll start buffering, freezing, kicking me off. Like, I don't even know what I have up. I don't even care what I have up. I wanna see if there's any stories in the world, real quick, or whatever, however long it takes. Anything you guys want to talk about, or any questions. It doesn't have to be. It literally could be anything. It doesn't have to be story related. It could be fictitious. Could be real. Could be this. Could be questions. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Because I think there probably, unfortunately, is going to be some of you that, when I'm off of here, that's probably a wrap. Probably never talk to you again, unfortunately. But there's others. There's plenty others that I will. And if you guys don't have anything, I'm not trying to sound like an ass here, but I'm not going to lead this dance. This one's all on you guys. So if there is nothing, then that's that, and it's the end of the live stream. How so? What do you mean, Shannon? Yeah, we do. What's up, Melissa? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I know. It's the darndest thing. I'm not going to stay on YouTube. Like, I'm not. If I do, it's going to be something completely different than what I'm doing now. Because that's clearly not going to work. It'll just be like I'll have to use subliminal messages and I'll have to fuck with people's minds. I don't want to go that route. I don't want to trick them into, like, that's not my game plan. I don't want to be another, like, just have to move away from here. And if I stay on here, we'll create a channel that, is passive and fun, but won't be what I'm really about doing. It's not the kind of person I am. Yeah, sure has. With me and Pam, huh? Well, I'm a nice guy, but I also have my limits. And I could not thank Pam enough for the wonderful things she's done, and I've made that perfectly clear countless times. However, for instance, what we're doing now, right? Like this communication that's happening. She said this never happens, and she gave me a long list of things that I need to do. Not a long list, but she's like, you really need to interact. I don't like watching your channel anymore because you don't interact with people. You ramble on about the topics that you care about and nobody else cares about. And I was like, at first, the first email I got, I was like thinking, like, did your email get hacked? Because it wasn't what I was used to getting, because normally I get like a lot of good information and links and stuff, and then out of nowhere, I got some emails that was like just criticizing, and fine, I'm fine with criticism. That's perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, well, so I was like, all right, like, let me try to focus on this or whatever. But then she started saying things that was like, that I knew weren't true. Like this, for instance, like, you never interact. And she kept pushing that issue. I was like, well, first off, I have a channel, and my channel is based upon, now granted, I do like going live, and I like going live because of the interaction, but the purpose of the channel isn't a social channel. This isn't a chat room. There's information that I want to present that I think should be presented to people. That's the basis of the channel, is information and the sharing of that information. So, though I do acknowledge, and I talk to you guys here and there throughout it, and then usually save, I always at the end, I don't know, very, very rarely at the end, I'm like, you guys got any questions, anything you want to ask, anything at all you want to talk about? Sometimes I don't do that, but most often I do. But either way, like, I do. But I just got a lot of criticism. And finally I was like, listen, you don't have to be subscribed. If there's this many problems and you don't watch the channel anymore, like, I'd rather not open my email every day and get criticism that's not, like, this is, and I don't want it to sound in like in an off-putting way, but this is my channel. This is our channel. This is information. This is the purpose. This is what it was founded up for, like, 15 years ago. That's always been the point, is information and the people. And it's a hard balance to strike, but I try to do my best to strike it. It's not going to be information second, right? That's never going to happen. I'm never, ever, no matter how long I'm here and how many times I have to come back, it'll never be about just chat rooms, just interacting. There's plenty of them out there, and you can find them if that's what you're looking for. But information that is getting harder and harder to obtain, and messages that should be being, that's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the freedoms that are being taken away. I'm concerned about the countless atrocities all around the world that are being done to all of us at the hands of very powerful people. And I want the media to actually do their job and hold these people accountable. But they won't. So it's up to people like us. But I'm not going to hang that up just so I can sit here every video and interact. And I thought I did a pretty decent job at that. I mean, maybe not. But that's what happened. She thought that I should be doing an awful lot more. Probably is the 16th channel, man. There's been a ton of them. Ton of them. No. No, when the two crickets were connected at the head by the wire, that's when it was time to cut the experiment. It freaked me out. I don't know if you've seen that video, but I added a second cricket, woke up one day, both crickets were connected, not by the head, but by, right, you know how they got that small little stem between their head and their thorax? That wire had, you remember, Melissa?
Yeah.
That wire had somehow strongly connected too, not like loosely. They were attached. It attached itself in the same spot on both crickets. So I was like, "Yep, time to stop that." Franken crickets, my wife says. I liked Pam. I don't think it was necessary the way she freaked out on me. Like, I think that was over the top and unnecessary. I was just literally saying, like, listen, this is the way I'm going to do my channel. Like, I have a mission, I have a stated goal, I know what I'm doing. If it's not reaching 1,000, I'm not worried about it. I know how fuck it. I'm not worried about it. And I'm not going to be told how to run anything. And I said it in the most respectful way possible. I was like, listen, if you want to go elsewhere, you know, like that's cool, but
she started name calling and we can't go there.
Yeah, and then there was, like, you know, the negativity. People start getting in their feelings and stuff. I was just stating facts. I like good person. I like Pam. I have nothing bad to say about her. I just, when it comes to what it is that I know that I'm doing and have to do, I'm not going to turn it into a chat room. Sorry. And don't let that take away from how much value I have for you guys. Like, it's not, that's uncomparable. That's not the purpose, right? How do you know? Did I say something? Where did that question come from? The chat. It's not even like the chats that are distracting. It's the fact that when I got a lot of information to go through, there's and I made this perfectly clear, and I tried to explain to her. I was like, listen, you clearly aren't watching my videos, because if you did, yeah, I thought that was the case, and I did. But I was like, if you watch my videos, you would know. Like, there's certain videos where that's fine, and I have no problem making the entire video. Like this one, for instance. I have no problem interacting throughout the entire thing with you guys. But then there's other ones, like, for instance, the Charles Lieber playlist. there's no way, as I'm covering that information, I'm going to stop every time I get a comment or something that's addressed to me, interrupt my you know how that is. When you're on a roll and somebody, or you acknowledge something else that isn't on that, what it was that you're just rattling off, you get sidetracked, you get derailed. And to get back on is not a comfortable experience. It's not easy. And then the quality of the message, the quality of the information lessens. And dealing with important information, that is the absolute last thing you want. So I try to make that balance. I do what I can. Nobody's perfect. I can always make improvements. That was the message I was trying to tell her, but it wasn't enough. And if it's not enough, then then that's basically what I said. It like, listen, I'll do what I can, and if that's not good enough, like this is after a corresponding for a few times, right? And it just kept, and I was basically just like, all right, well, the choice is yours. And then she gave me a bunch of names and was like, you something or another, you pompous asshole, I think is what she called me. And it's like, okay, sorry you feel that way. And then she started throwing the money that she donated in my face, which told me a lot right off the bat. Because I've done nice things for people, and if all of a sudden we have a disagreement on something, do you think I'm going to be like, you remember how no. I don't think any good-hearted person would. And that let me know all I needed to know. So me and Pam had to part ways. What else we got? That's what I was hoping for. That's why I do what I do, P4. I don't want, like, last thing I want is to get this one mixed up, but as much as I truly appreciate, and it's been a godsend sometimes, some of you have saved my life literally in the hard times, and I appreciate that so much. I don't want to make my channel about that. I don't want to make my channel about, like, how can I appease my subscribers so I can make money off of them? How can I do whatever it is that they want to do? No. I have a calling to do something. I don't have a choice. I'm going to do that. And if people care enough to watch and become a part of something that some of them already are and are unaware of, and some that are not and never will be, but if they care to take part in that, I would encourage it. I will be there. I will help. I will do whatever I can the entire time. But I'm not going to sell out. I'm not going to receive some donation and think like, oh, now I gotta, because you said so, because you gave. That's not. So if that's the case, don't support this channel. If you think that that's how this is going to work, and not on here on ScrewTube, we're just getting started. like I said, we've been doing this a while, but it's kind of been a warm up because now we're getting into the interesting days. And now that we are, it's kind of time that I get off of this platform. So the ones that need to that I need to know where they're at will know where I'm at. And that's all that matters to me. If there's information along the way that needs to be spread, I'll do my best to spread it. Thank you, Journey.
Thank you, Journey. You're welcome.
You want to say hi?
Is it Mike or your mom?
What's up, friends? I don't know who it is. Is it live?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, friends.
That's my daughter, Journey.
I got a big bag of hot Cheetos too, so.
No, not at the moment, but
If it doesn't work when it's brand new, does that mean it's broken?
yeah.
Yeah. Let me call him.
What time is it? 8:18.
That's super gay.
Let me see. Please. If yours doesn't work, yeah, I'll leave that too. It was a cold walk.
You have no idea, P4. You have no idea. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Alright, it's fine.
I got a little bit more time here, guys. Let whatever questions you got. This is going to be one of the last streams. I promise you that. I promise you that.
I gotta call the smoke.
There's not going to. There's probably going to be a bit of time too before you guys do see me. And I want to make sure that everybody knows. Yeah, everybody in this room knows how to get a hold of me, correct? I hope so. It's not what April's going to be a bloodbath. And yeah, that's part, and the eclipse doesn't have anything to do with that, but the eclipse are signs in the skies. There was 7 years, the pre-tribulation. 7 years had gone by from the last solar eclipse until this solar eclipse. The people that run their lives, Luciferians, based on these sets of astrological alignments and numbers, they make moves based on these things. The 7-year solar cross is what we would have called it once upon a time. April will be bad. There's going to be a major tragedy in April. It won't be on April 8th. If I had to guess, I'd say it's in a post already. I've already left it in a post, and if it was too obscure, then I'll add it again. I can't, there's no way I can just start slapping dates on stuff. Though I do. There was others that did this. It's a very smart tactic. Plausible deniability. It's a bloodbath. And then we're starting the tribulation. That's what that is. So, hope you're ready. And I don't talk about these things like I think I know what I'm talking about. I talk about these things because I know 100,000%. I know what I'm talking about. This isn't my first rodeo. Probably won't be my last. Humans don't seem to be learning much. Radicalized got them all coming out the woodwork. It's my favorite name. My favorite online screen name is Radicalized Online. Such a gimme. You were the first one to snap that up too, man. That's well, I'm glad you could join. I've been getting a lot of good information from you guys lately, man, in my emails. Just tremendous amount of there's all this nanotechnology stuff that I want to talk about. I just can't do it on here anymore. It's like a waste, right? Like I'm wasting my time when I do that. It's not going to go anywhere. So my best videos get the lowest amount of views. And I have to rehash it 4 or 5 times just to get what's happening is so complex with so many different facets on each like subject or genre, if you will. It's a very complicated and complex structuring that you have to kind of attack it in a way that you can break it down and provide a clear-cut understanding of what is happening. And very few have the ability to do that. Period, really. Like to cram 4.5 hours worth of hard research into 14 minutes. And I've just come to like not want to waste my time here on ScrewTube anymore. Not to say I'm not doing it. Not to say that I'm not saving all that information, those files. I'm still doing what I do. But I'm not going to waste it on this platform any longer. And I've decided that quite a while back. Now I'm just waiting on a sign. And I thought I could push that sign by attacking YouTube with every violation against their community guidelines in one video that I can muster. And then it didn't work. So I did it again. And both of those videos are still up. And I've had videos where I actually took the time out and explained things, and Dare slipped up and said the word vaccine, and that video was taken down and got a strike for it. Funny how that works. I'm going to get wrapping it up, though, guys. Maybe I got 1, 2 to 3 more on this channel, but I want to make the most of it while I can, while I'm over here. And maybe I'll still be here in some degree, you know. but probably won't be on this channel anyway. Glad you think so. I appreciate that. But I really do hope you guys have man, I wish we all could just have wonderful things happen. You know, like it just seems like life is always throwing, especially and where we're at now and what's going on. It's like a lot of negativity and things aren't going right. It's just it can be tough, and I think that if we really understand that we're not in this alone, and we're not, I promise you that, and that this is all things that have to come, that have to pass, and that we, and that's a big we, that's a we that isn't even we yet, will be not only fine but stronger for it. So try to make the most out of your situation, whether it's good, bad, whatever it is. Find the silver line, find the learning curve, find what it is that's of value in the situation. The worse it is, the harder it is, probably the more of the lesson that it is that you need to learn. God bless. Much love.